What's up, YouTube family? I'm back at you like I'm mad at you. But I'm absolutely always glad when you're showing up. How can I turn my back on you when we growing up and glowing up? This video, family, I want to speak on evolution, family. I want to speak to you when we talk about life and your finances, life and your health, life and your relationships. We talk about life a lot. A lot of encouraging, a lot of building up the faith on this channel when it comes to that life more abundantly that the Lord had came so that you may have, that we may have. I want to share a message pertaining to that life and on a perspective of evolution. Reason why, family, because remember when we speak about life, right, and abundance, right, life more abundantly, remember that is a growth out of growth out of growth. Remember, we talked about this, family, like things, one thing growing out of another, right? Christ said when he was to transition that he wasn't really perishing, right? He was going to transition into a more superior body, that you will come and be seated with him in a more superior place, in a superior body, in a more heavenly place, right? So it speaks about the life, family, that even leaving from here, you go into a better place. So you see how something greater is growing out of something great each time, right? We talked about the tree, the seed, starting with the seed growing out of the soil, and then the branch growing out of that, and then the leaves growing out of the branches, right? The branches growing out of the tree, and the fruits growing out of that. That's what you call life, and life more abundantly, family. We talk about these things a lot. We talk about how they have everything to do with your financial world, right? Because we talk about that light that endorses life, right? And when something that's, when your relationships or your finances or your family structure or your health, or when these things become dormant, right? That is the residue of darkness, right? The perishing of something, right? It's like that of the residue of darkness, right? It's something that's not, you don't have life in something. When you got life, God speak life, you speak life. If you're breathing life into your finances will be flourishing. When you're speaking life into your relationships will be flourishing, and so forth and so on, family. So let's talk about evolution, because that is a reflection of all these things. When we talk about life, are a reflection of evolution. We must understand this because, we have a lot of dialogue building up your faith, building up your courage, but I want you to consider your vision, family. Consider your vision. And that being said, here it is that in this world, family, it's a difference between grown folks and adults. You do know that, right? That not everyone that is grown is an adult. The fact of the matter is, we're dealing with a lot of grown children in the world. And many of us have been like grown children to some aspect because of the lack of evolution amongst our society. This is why you deal with some of the things that we deal with in the world that we look at as very childish, right? The only time that we should be thinking like a child is when we in our faith, when we back in the place of the creative place of all things are possible, right? That's the only time the scriptures talk about being born again and becoming like a child, family. When you have to unlearn, right, most of what you've been taught to regain or gain true knowledge, right? That will build your faith, right, in all possibilities thereof. But we're actually dealing with a lot of grown children in this world. Not every one that has a gray beard or full breasts or children under them are adults, right? Dealing with a lot of grown children, family. And that just explains a lot. Scriptures say, I think it was Paul who said in 1 Corinthians, when I was a child, I spake as a child. But now that I've matured, I put childish things behind me. You see, this is very important, family, when we talk about life. Because when we talk about life, again, we're talking about evolution, family. You see, this native area I'm in, this is what you call life. Now, right now, as you can see, because of the season that we're in, where I'm at in Illinois, a lot of these trees are dormant, right? They don't have a whole lot of leaves on them and fruit or anything, or green. You see all of the land coverage is docile, doesn't have too much growing out of it. But this is what you call life. When you see how this grass grows out of the ground, and then this branch grows out of that grass, and then that life goes on. It is an evolutionary thing. And I wanted to, as you can see, some of these pines, and some of them got the green on them still. But this is what the Most High endorses when we talk about life. He wants to see a great thing, right, become of a good thing. You see what I'm saying? He wants to see a great thing become of a good thing. This is why Jesus said, you can do even greater works than I have done. You see what I'm saying? Because Jesus did a good thing. He was a good man. He gave his life so that we can have life. But we must do greater now. Now, why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? Family, because when we talk about life, on top of life, that is, again, what we call evolution, right? And the enemy seeks to kill, steal, and destroy. And one of the things he wants to destroy is your vision, right? One of the things he wants to destroy is your vision. If you really want to, we're talking about really evading the perishing. Because remember, we talk about life, found that is the opposite of the perishing, right? That we've been talking about on this channel, right? Because remember, John 3:16, he so believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life, right? That's what Jesus said. My people perish for the lack of knowledge, right? We understand the things that we've been talking about on this channel. So what I'm saying to you is, to evade the perishing, we must evolve, family. Your vision must evolve, right? But we have a lot of grown children, family, who will look like adult suits. That, if anything, that would be the wolves in sheep's clothing, because if you don't know, it's way bigger than skin color, family. It has nothing to do with skin tone. It has nothing to do with anything, and not in the world, not in the corporation. Because you have to understand the difference between what you call a country is a corporation, right? And if you had not noticed, it's all about paid litigation. You see what I'm saying? There's no skin tone and no gender. None of that has to do with it. It has everything has its parts, but there's a lot of deflection and a diversion of what's really going on. In fact, Oprah Winfrey would be the best example. She's not only a black woman, but she's a woman that had been a billionaire a long time ago. So look around, family. They showed you that with Barack and all that this has nothing to do with your ethnicity or something like that. You have to see what's going on. And what I'm saying to you all is it's about evolving. It is about us. If we're gonna take if we're gonna evade the perishing, right? Then, because you know what the perishing is. This is something that is done over generations of time, right? This perishing is not a mere physical death, like one person transition. Because why? Because we all have to have that time, right, in the flesh to go to the other side. This is a generational thing. It is a conscious death. It is a spiritual death. It is a mental death. And it is done generationally. This is why they say, each generation say, y'all different than us. Our music was better, much more, it was more love and respect in them. You know, every generation say stuff like that. But we had more fun in our time. It was more respect. We was more structured. You know, if you notice, each generation is saying the same thing. And no matter how we may look at the younger generation now, they're going to be saying the same thing to the younger folks up under them. Right? Because that's the way that the enemy family, intends to destroy. Remember I said it come but to kill, steal, and destroy. And that is by way of the mind first, right? And all that's connected to that, considering the conscious and so forth, vision, right? For life. I mean, for us to have abundant life, and then doing it. It's been done and has been happening generationally. It's happening generationally, family. Y'all don't see that? It's a generational thing. Generational thing. And so there's nothing new under the sun, yet no thing new under the sun. Yet the conscious, the mind, and the conscious has been under attack for generations. And so I just wanted to make this quick video, you know, speaking on that, because we do we come together, we like to build each other up on this channel big time with the, you know, just knowing where your power lies, knowing where your strength is, knowing how to apply it to your life, right? We talk about those kind of things a lot. You know, we talk about the tricks of the enemy that has been robbing you of your strength and your powers, right? That comes from above, right? Those things that don't merely belong to us, but they are housed within us, right? And sent from above, right? As we were sent. So I want to just speak on the fact that, you know, we have to be able to differentiate being merely grown and being an adult. And with that being said, having a vision, right? We must, in our manifestations, in our visions, scriptures say, well, there's no vision, hope is deferred. The enemy wants to steal our visions, because in this world, the reason why I spoke on this, not being about race and all that, it's one big business. You have to understand it's a corporation. And that's why everybody got a number tag label to them, because it's just one big corporation that we can talk about all the time. But that's why you have president and stuff, like just like anything, you know, you think about a big company, right? In what they call in the corporate world, right? They have presidents of that company and so forth. That's what this is, family. You know, this is the reason why everywhere else you go, it's different. You know, some places you go, and Africans are Africans, the Irish are Irish, the Mexico is Mexico, you know. And I mean, they have different stuff going on as well, but this is one big corporation, trying to overstand that. And I'm saying it to say that it's designed to keep you in a cycle, right? That your vision is hampered by limited. Your vision is limited. Pardon me. Your vision is limited by the cycles of the system. And what I mean by that is that so if we are all just striving for the basic fundamentals of life, right? Homes, cars. Now we see those things having nice homes and nice cars. Now we see those things to some extent as having success, and that's because many of us had to start from to achieve it. We see those things, right, as having success. That's why I tell you, scriptures say no thing is new under the sun. Nothing is new under the sun. But we see those things, but all the time, at the end of the day, we're striving. You know, what does the average person do once they get a lot of money in America? What do they do with that money? Pretty much nothing. They go out and buy nice things. They have nice homes. I'm not saying that no one is doing anything worthwhile or charitable or edifying. I'm not saying that that's not happening. There's a lot of good things happening out there. Great things and power moves, right? Beyond even what I've been able to accomplish thus far. I'm saying that for the most part, the basic fundamentals is what seems to be the goal, right? The most desirable vehicle that you can drive, right? The most desirable home that you can live in the most desirable, place in the world. Having vacations and pretty much breathing, being able to go to an island and take a deep breath. And so you have to see why that's a cycle that diminishes us in other ways, that even though it seems like a big deal, we're not, unless we start to think beyond. You have to see and build beyond that in a way where it does include those things, right? Because good things, right? All those good things shall be added unto us, right? Remember we talked about that after, on many videos, we talked about all these good things being added to us, right? After seeking the kingdom of righteousness. After seeking the kingdom of God and all his righteousness. So those things will be added unto us. So we want those things, right? We want our birthright, right? We want our abundance. We want it. We're gonna go after it, right? Or we're gonna allow it to come to us. Yet I'm just speaking that our visions, family, in other words, we talk about life on top of life. What I'm basically saying is, it's not about just me and you obtaining a goal or achieving some goals and a certain echelon of financial status, and then those up after us still grow up with the same mental limits, the same conscious bound ceilings on their conscience, right? The same, just the same stunted growth. You know what I mean? We have to do it in a way where we are, for generations to come, they evolve by way of your vision. Hear me clearly. A lot of what you see in this world today, a lot of peoples whose children grew up, we say, some of them grew up with silver spoons, and so we say it like that. The world says it like that, right? But they have been heirs, so to speak, of someone else's vision that had came before them. You see what I'm saying? They had been beneficiaries, family, of someone else's vision who came before them. That's what it means to have an adult vision, family. That's what I mean by becoming like adults, right? The difference between being a grown child and being an adult. I had to learn that tough way long years ago. At this point, I said long years ago, like I'm 50. I had to learn that though, family. Years ago, not long, but many years ago, that the wind started trying to blow my hair. I had to learn that many years ago that, man, many of these people that we're taking vision, from, that we're adopting their ideologies, that we are, taking advice from. What does advice mean? We all know what vices are, right? So to add a vice, what is that? Many of these people we've taken advice from, right? And we've probably been guilty of doing the same thing in mediocrity. I remember a guy told me, he said, man, our people fail to rise above the mediocrity of mankind. And that's so significant to what I'm talking about right now. We think about advice. And so we all growing up, because I'm looking at, I just felt finally led to bring it to your attention, because I want you to be encouraged. I want you to get your abundance. I want you to have your birthright and all the, I'm sure, the millions and billions of dollars that you got on your mind. But as some say, you know, you have to speak on different aspects of that life. You have to speak on different aspects of that evolution, so they may know what to do with their birthright. I mean, with that abundance, what to do with those gifts, what to do with all that the Most High has to offer them, all that life has to offer you, family. You know what I'm saying? Lest we be doing it in vain. You know what I'm saying? There's no use of just merely, I mean, we talk about the greatness that we talking about when the Lord said, you can do even greater works than I have done. That's very significant, family. That's very significant. I'm gonna bring another video back talking about that, because I wanna speak to all my truth speakers out there, all my I mentioned this before, all of those YouTubers as well, that they are what they call truth disciples of truth, and they out there, you know, wanting to be exposers of that what they consider to be true and so forth. We have to understand what that means, and that's the reason why I'm saying that, because that's a big part of even what Christ wanted. He wanted us to evolve, and it's not for us to go out here and get crucified. It's not for us to go out here and do exactly what was already done. It's for us to evolve. Remember, family, something great. The Most High Sovereign Power Authority endorses something greatness coming out of something good. So all that he created was good. He said it in the scriptures. I looked at what I said, it was good. You know, God said it was good. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a scripture that we're talking about. He looked at what he created and said it was good. So we're supposed to do great out of what was good. We're supposed to bring greatness out of that. And that's why Christ said it. But I'm going to speak on that on another note, another video pertaining to some of the paths I think a lot of our brothers and sisters think they're supposed to tread. And when it comes to the truth, and that the Lord is not telling us to go that route. He had already done that. That one, the who had left behind his spirit, the what that had left behind his spirit, right? That truth, the truth. He said, the way, the truth, and the life, because truth leads the way to life, family. But I want to make that clear. I almost drifted off on the video. I'm gonna have to make later, but it's not for us to go out there and do what Christ did. He don't want us to go and be subject to what he had been submitted himself to, so to speak. And we speak on that as far as what you believe about that story and all that. We'll come back to that, but it still speaks to this topic at hand, family, and that is, it is for us to take it to another level. It is for us to evolve it. It is for us to evolve. Evolution, family. That's the life. That is when he said, I came that you may have life, and that life more abundantly. That's what he's talking about. We have to take things to another level. So that's how because we've been speaking about the scripture, John 3:16, and how these things relate to, your belief system and all that, how that plays a big deal on your manifestations, on your prayers, on your visions, right? On your laws, what you're attracting. All of that. But also, that is what that is, honey. When the caterpillar turns into the butterfly, that's evolution. When the seed grows out of the soil and the green grows out of that, that's evolution. When you having a child coming out of your stomach. See, it's meant for some of you ladies, it's meant for, in the world, we just taught to just have children, have family. And I can understand we all just wanted to, I got one child myself, and we all wanted to have, right, family, all of that type of thing at one point in life. Want to have our own son or daughter, so, But if you look at the wealthy family, and I'm going to speak on this before I let you guys go, right? when you look at the true wealthy, I'm talking about the ruling class, the ones who run the show, right? In the world, I'm talking about. Excuse me. When you look at them, they build empires on another level, fam. They don't even, they keep certain things in their bloodline. Now, I know they do. They got a lot of funny stuff going on that we hear about, some of them or whatever. But it's a lot more to it as far as what they're building, and they do it in an evolutionary practice, family. Like, what I'm saying is when they get married, family, like a true king, right? Y'all heard of the kings and Queen Elizabeth, she passed not so long, whatever, but when these different, that's what I'm saying, those are the empires that own this country, by the way, just so y'all know. They own this corporation. You know, you ever wonder why it's kings and queens and stuff like that? Those, we talk about that another time. So, anyway, remember, this is just a company, and it's the president of the company and all that here, right? Either way, and then you got supervisors and all that, right? Security guard. You know how you go to a company, they got a security guard at the door and all that. That's what the police is. Just it's one big company, family. But the true wealthy, family, the true wealthy people of the world, that run this show on a lower level, right? On a worldly level. They don't just have children. Many of them not able to just go marry anybody and have children with anybody. And when they do it, family, it is to evolve the empire. You see what I'm saying? That's what it means that the king's son becomes like the prince. Right? What does that mean? Because he's finna carry on y'all say that and y'all think y'all realize what that means, but are we really having children for that reason? Is that what we really been doing? They have the princess and all. It's a reason for that. They think in evolutionary practices, family. You see what I'm saying? They don't just have children with anybody. They realize what they're building. They keep certain things within their bloodline. You see what I'm saying? They move the torch. Like, you know what I'm saying? They move the torch, family, in a certain kind of way. Like, we have to really be mindful of these things. We have to really be mindful of what it means to have life, and that life more abundantly. It's for us to evolve a thing. And that's what Christ wants us to do. Absolutely, he wants your finances to evolve. He wants your living conditions to evolve. He wants your relationships to evolve. He wants your health and your mental aptitudes, right? Your mental abilities, your spiritual abilities, right? Your gifts and talents. He wants you to evolve. He wants these things to all evolve, family. But none the least, he wants your vision, more importantly, to evolve. Your vision has to evolve, family. Our vision has to evolve. And these are the different things, family, that I just think about sometimes. And I wanted to share with you on this Sunday. So that's very significant to what, you are seeking abundance for. What are you seeking in your manifestations? And we all got material goals, family, to some extent or another, right? We all want to have nice things. Now, I wouldn't ask you to change that. I'm not changing it, right? Still gonna have a lot of nice things on my list. And I've had a lot of nice things. I've already manifested many nice things. And you know how it goes, family. Even your wish list evolves, right? After you get you get this and you get that and you get this and you get that. After so long, it's gonna change and you're gonna want better this and that, right? So let our vision evolve, family. Let our vision evolve. Let us think like true kings and queens. And that's why I'm saying that to y'all, because I started out the video talking about not all are adults. There are many grown children in the world with gray beards, great strands of hair in their head. Some of them got children, multiple children. Some of them got no children. Some of them got grandmothers. Some of them grandfathers. But they still are mere children. So we must not just mature on a surface level with our characters, right? As far as who we are in front of people or who we are to the people. We must mature in our visions, family, for the people. I hope that resonate. I hope that somebody get that when it comes to their next the manifestation goals and what their visions look like. Do evaluation on your visions. Ask yourself, how big are you really thinking? This is for us, especially those of the elect, to think huge. We must think big, family. Those of us of the elect, especially, right? Because all are called. All of you are called. We must think huge. This is what's really going to break the paradigm, shift the paradigm. Pardon me. This is what really will shift the paradigm, family. This is what will bring about, I know, many of your manifestations to come to pass sooner than later. When you jump out there on a level that maybe cause a little fear, right? Maybe cause you to question how big you're thinking. Can I handle this? But yeah, family, we must take notes from those movies, some of those movies that have been symbolically, carved out for us. Those movies that we watch on TV that show us how big this thing can really go, and even larger than that. And let me just remind you of the scripture, Ephesians 3:20. It said, now God. So when I'm talking about your vision, because we speak on these scriptures, and that's why I had to go more in depth. Ephesians 3:20 is one of the scriptures we speak on, family, a lot on this channel. I want you to know, I want you to think about that beyond just your mansion dreams. We're going to do the mansions too, family, but he said, now God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all. Exceedingly and abundantly. Those are two big words. They say love is a strong word. Those are two strong words. Exceedingly and abundantly above all that you can even think or ask, according to the power as it works within us. So that means our visions, family, must expand. When it comes to our manifestations, when it comes to our visions must expand. And so, therefore, when I was a child, I thought like a child, spake like a child. When I became mature, I put childish things behind me. Let us expand our visions, family, and our manifestation goals, and what we attract and what we really want to attract, that we may evade the perishing. Remember the scripture, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. This is all about. Finances are perishing. Your relationships are perishing. Your family structures are perishing for the lack of knowing the ledge. Let us expand our visions, family, so we must evade that we may evade that perishing. In the name of the Lord, the truth. Till the next video, peace, positivity, optimism, power, life, and abundance. Water.